Hello, this is Lacquerography, and this is my wish list for August 2024's Polish Pickup. The theme this month is book covers, and the shop opens this month from August the 2nd to August the 5th. I've already gone in and made a preliminary wish list, and I have 14 items right now that are catching my eye at first glance. So let's dive right in and take a look at those 14 items that are catching my eye this month. The first item on my wish list is by Beeswax Lacquer, and this one is called Little Serpent. It's inspired by the hardcover of The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and it's described as a smoky blue base with rich cobalt shimmer. And there is a disclaimer listed below here. It says customers may experience staining, so that's something I should consider. So for my wish list this month, I find that we're starting out really strong here. The vibe of this polish is really everything I'm looking for heading into fall and winter. I love the elegance of this polish. There's a smokiness to this blue. It has a bit of a navy effect, and it reminds me of dark denim. I'm a teacher, and back to school season is very real for me. I could see myself getting a ton of use out of a polish like this one right from the beginning of September all the way through to the winter. The depth of this polish, the shimmer, and also the smokiness are all aspects of this polish that I think make this one a standout. So this one is by Beeswax Lacquer, Little Serpent. This next polish up is by Vienna, and it's called the Foxhole Court. This one is inspired by AFG series, and it's described as a neon orange base with silver magnetic pull. I should also mention that there is an availability cap listed down below here. There are 500 of these polishes being made available this month before it's considered sold out. So that is something that I might have to look out for. Now this polish is an interesting one for me here. I will have to wait and see if additional swatch photos or also possibly swatch videos pop up on social media for this one. There is only this one swatch photo, and I think it's really outstanding looking, but I'd love to see how it looks on a variety of other skin tones and also perhaps in motion, considering that this one is a magnetic. I'd love to see maybe an application video for this one. This is another color that's a standout for me, in particular for this time of year. This polish is being released for August Polish Pickup. This one does have, with this orangey look, a nice end of summer sunset kind of look to it. I could also see myself being drawn to a polish like this one all throughout the fall, from September all the way into November. And I'm intrigued as well by the fact that it's described as being a neon orange with a silver magnetic pull. That's something that I haven't really seen too much of before. As I said, I'll have to see more swatch photos, hopefully videos as well, to see if this one still remains on my wish list. But this one appeals, and also it intrigues me too. It sounds like something that would be quite different in my collection. So this one is by Vienna, the Foxhole Court. This next polish up is by Chameleon Nails, and this one is called Daughter of the Old Kingdom. This polish is inspired by Sabriel book cover, the Danish edition, written by Garth Nix. This is a thermal going from magenta to colorless with a lilac hue while transitioning, filled with UCC flakes and iridescent flakes shifting pink, orange, green, finished with a scattering of golden reflective glitters and golden holographic glitters. Now of note to me as well, there is an availability cap for this one. It's listed as having only 250 of these polishes made available before it's considered sold out. That sounds to me like it's quite a low cap, so if I do decide to go ahead and purchase this one, I will have to consider making my purchase when the shop opens on August the 2nd at 11 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, so I don't miss out. Now, unfortunately, I'm not familiar with the inspiration for this one, but this one to me looks like summer roses. It looks like a rose garden to me. I see petals and foliage here. I love that fade look as well that's created by the thermal. I do have a couple of Chameleon Nails polishes in my collection already, and I find that they're highly responsive thermals. I've been enjoying the ones that I already have in my collection, and I'd love to add additional Chameleon Nails polishes. This polish also sounds like it has a whole lot going on Not only is it a thermal, but it's got these different types of flakes, and it also has the addition of reflective glitters and holographic glitters, so lots of sparkle happening in here. I realize that reflective glitters can be quite a polarizing component. For me, I love them. I still absolutely love the effect that reflective glitters have in any kind of lighting. So for all these reasons, this one is quite a strong contender on my wish list. This one is by Chameleon Nails, Daughter of the Old Kingdom. This next polish up is by Colorista, and this one is called Love You Forever. This polish is inspired by Love You Forever by Robert Munch and Sheila McGraw, and it's described as a delicate powder purplish blue with blue, purple, pink shifting shimmer, iridescent mermaid flakes. This is a UV reactive polish. The change to a slightly darker blue is very soft, and there are 600 of these available. Now this polish is fully a sentimental pick for me. Love You Forever is a book that I grew up with, probably as many have. Robert Munch is also a reasonably local to me author. I am a Canadian. Robert Munch is also a Canadian. And this book really does hold a special place in my heart. Lots of memories of growing up hearing this story being read aloud. And I do find that this polish beautifully evokes the look of the book and also the feeling surrounding the book as well. This one really does tug at my heartstrings this month. I do have to keep my budget in mind and see if this polish still ends up near the top of my wish list when the shop opens. But this beautiful, light, whimsical, shifty polish, this one is by Colorista, Love You Forever. This next polish up is by Cuticula, and this one is called Dead House. This polish is inspired by the Goosebumps book, Welcome to Dead House. Dead House is a deep cornflower blue jelly base with fuchsia metallic flakes, green-blue shifting glass flakes, and black flakes. And luckily for this one, there is no cap listed. I have the feeling that this one might be quite a popular one this month. With there being no availability cap listed for this one, it means that the maker can make as many bottles of this polish as needed in order to fulfill all orders for the shop period this month. When I saw this polish, I immediately added it to my wish list. First of all, I'm loving that base color. Again, it's one of those sort of deep blue, almost navy looking polishes with that base. That's a colorway that I know appeals to me a great deal throughout the fall and the winter. I could see myself being drawn to this though beyond those two seasons. Really, it was the glow of these flakies against the base that really caught me in my tracks. It looks completely unique to anything I have in my collection, and I think that this polish would be absolutely show-stopping. I do have a little bit of experience with some of the Cuticula flaky polishes that have a similar look to this one. I do own Cuticula's very popular Dragon Glass, and I know how well this brand can manage a deep base with these contrasting, gorgeous flakes. I know that this one would be a very safe purchase for me, and I would love it. So this one is by Cuticula, Dead House. This next polish is by Garden Path Lacquers, and this one is called We Never Lie About Bunnies, Bunny. This polish is an homage to Bunny by Mona Awad. This is one of my favorite reads of the last few years. It's described as having a clear base packed with gold holographic microglitter, pink shifting large particle aurora shimmer, and neon pink matte glitters in various sizes. Again, there is an availability cap for this polish at only 600 of these being made available. Now I have to say, I'm actually not at all familiar with the inspiration for this polish, and the fact that it is one of the maker's favorite reads of the last few years, it makes me very much want to check this out. So I'll have to add this to my to-read list. This is another polish that the moment I saw it, it stopped me in my tracks, and I did wishlist this one right away when I saw it on the landing page of the Polish Pickup website. The brilliance of this colorway for me was just so optimistic and happy. I love the warmth of the contrast of the pink and the gold that's shining through with this polish. I have managed to pick up quite a few of the other polishes that Garden Path Lacquers has released over the last year or so that has this clear base loaded with components like this. Now this one is a little bit different because there are larger sized neon pink matte glitters incorporated in this polish. But the fact that this one has these holographic micro glitters and the large particle shifting Aurora shimmer, that is a finish that I am a little bit familiar with for Garden Path lacquers. And just the depth of those polishes, the quality, the sparkle, the intrigue, it's really unlike anything I've ever seen from any other brand. I'd love to give this very happy and interesting looking polish a try. I know it will be unique in my collection. So this one is a front runner in my wish list this month. This one is by Garden Path Lacquers. We never lie about bunnies, bunny. This next polish is by Kathleen and Co, and it's called Follow Your Dreams. This polish is described as being a berry-leaning red loaded with fiery orange gold shifting shimmer. And there are only 500 of these polishes being made available this month. Now there's a couple of things here that are catching my eye with this polish. First of all, for me, August is the perfect time to release a polish like this because this is when I can see myself wearing this polish. Right from August all the way to November, I think that this one would be a great end of summer polish, a transition from summer to fall. Reminds me of sunsets. It also reminds me of changing fall leaves in my area. The brilliance of that fiery orange gold shimmer, the berry leading base. I really love everything about this colorway. Kathleen and Co is also a brand that I've recently had the chance to pick up a few more of their polishes, and I've been blown away by the quality. So I'd very much love to acquire more polishes by Kathleen and Co. The other thing is the way the maker interpreted the inspiration. Now, I've actually never read this book, and this is another one that I must add to my must-read list. I've heard great things about it. I can't say enough here about the way the maker has interpreted the color of this cover in the form of nail polish. I think that the color match here is out of this world beautiful. It's got that warmth to it. I really do think that this is very well done. So again, budget-wise, I will have to see how this one stacks up with the rest of my wish list, but this very much is a stunning polish, and I know I would get immediate use out of this polish for the end of the summer, all through the fall. This one is by Kathleen and Co, Follow Your Dreams. This next polish up is by Monarch Lacquer, and this one is called Muncha Muncha. This polish is inspired by the very hungry caterpillar. Muncha Muncha is the sound a caterpillar makes when they eat. This polish is an earthy but bright chartreuse with dynamic blue-green Aurora shimmer. Now this one's on my wish list for a variety of reasons. First of all, I'm an elementary teacher. I taught kindergarten for many, many years, and this one pulls at my heartstrings. This one is a classic book for a reason, and when I see a polish like this one, it does bring back all kinds of fabulous memories. I think it's an excellent interpretation of the inspiration here. I also love colors like this. This polish is a bit of a prugly, but I think it's also a really fresh looking green. And believe it or not, I think I could get a ton of use out of a polish like this one. I see new shoots representing spring. I see quite a brightness and a warmth to this polish, especially with this bright shimmer running through that I think would be show-stopping in summer. I also see this one as a fall polish, and I could see myself being attracted to this one as a bit of a quirky pick during holiday or Christmas season. It's a different type of a green that I think could be a really fun look, a little bit surprising. Now, something I do have to take a look at for this one is how this one stacks up to some others that I have in my collection. I do enjoy really interesting, odd-looking finishes, polishes that many might consider a bit non-traditional in terms of their picks. Not for us, of course, in the indie polish world. A polish like this one, though, isn't really your typical drugstore sort of pick. You won't find this there. So I do know I've picked up a few polishes similar to this in the past. So I'll have to critically take a look at my collection and see how this polish really fits in. I appreciate this polish very much, and it does have quite a sentimental connection for me. So this one is by Monarch Lacquer, Muncha Muncha. This next polish up is by Owl Lacquer, and it's called Delighted in Anything Ridiculous. This polish is inspired by the 1894 peacock cover of Pride and Prejudice. This is a dark teal filled with metallic gold flakes. Pride and Prejudice is actually one of my favorite books ever. It's a book that I read when I was in high school, and it's a book that I really should reread now as an adult. This book is the first one that ever had me genuinely laughing out loud. So this one is a sentimental pick for me as well. I also love the colorway of this one. This dark teal and the lightness of those metallic gold flakes, I think is really stunning. And again, I can see myself getting a lot of use out of a polish like this one right away. I think it would also be very versatile in my collection. I could see myself wearing it again for many different periods throughout the year. This polish is by Owl Lacquer, Delighted in Anything Ridiculous. This next item up is my only non-polish item on my wish list. This one is by Northern Star, and this item is called Pre-Halloween Party. This item is a set of cuticle oils, and this one is inspired by Halloween vibes. So how this item works is that each set includes 3 5-milliliter vials of oil with a roller ball applicator, one of each scent. And the 3 scents included this month are really what caught my eye. The 3 scents are cranberry pumpkin, coffee ice cream, and oatmeal cookies. They sound so sweet and inviting and like the beginnings of fall. All of those things are very welcome for me. Now, this is a product that I've purchased before, but not in a long while. So actually, I'm due to purchase again. I do try to keep an eye out for Northern Star cuticle oils. And when there are a collection of scents that appeal to me, I do try to make a purchase. So I'm very much due to add some more to my collection. This is by Northern Star, Pre-Halloween Party. This next polish up is by Painted Polish, and it's called Feast Your Eyes. It's inspired by The Great Gatsby. The polish is described as having a Catalina blue base featuring a copper red green color shifting aurora pigment. There are only 300 of these being made available. Now I find this one an interesting one, and I find that different swatch photos showcase this polish a little bit differently. First of all, I don't own too many painted polishes, and I'm always really impressed by the consistency and the quality of their formulas. The few that I have, I very much love and cherish. This polish is an interesting one because, again, in certain swatch photos, this one reminds me of the darkest denims. I do find it interesting that in some of these swatch photos, the shimmer really shifts this polish in different ways, very much changing the appearance of the base color. I find in the lower picture here, a lot more of that gold to green is showing up. In the upper pictures, I'm seeing a little bit more of a reddish to almost pink type shimmer, and is actually making the polish look a little more purple leaning. I'm finding here the polish appears a little bit lighter looking in the base, less navy looking, and it's actually here where I see most of that kind of denim look, but yet very shimmery. I'll have to think about this one. There are quite a few blues that are catching my eye this month from a variety of brands with a variety of finishes. I think I would get a ton of use out of a polish like this one. I think it would be very versatile, but I will have to see how this one stacks up with the rest of the blues. This polish is by Painted Polish, Feast Your Eyes. This next polish is by Psych Minerals, and it's called Meltdown. This polish is inspired by Meltdown, which is a part of one of my kiddos' favorite series, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This polish is a beautiful purple jelly packed with purple reflective glitter and iridescent blue, green, and purple flakes. Meltdown is a ghastly smell sibling. I should add too that there's quite a small cap for this one. There are only 275 of these being made available. Now, when I saw the swatch photos for this one, it did make me think, is this one similar to Ghastly Smell? And sure enough, here it says right in the description that Meltdown is a Ghastly Smell sibling. Now, I've actually just ordered Ghastly Smell, but I've admired it from afar for a while. So I feel a little bit odd being so attracted to this polish, also knowing that it's a Ghastly Smell sibling. Ghastly Smell is a polish that came out much earlier this year, and Ghastly Smell was re-released last month in July as part of Polish Pickup Rewind, and I managed to purchase that polish then. So it hasn't arrived yet for me, and I haven't tried it out yet. I have been admiring this finish for a long time, and quite a bit of me wants to get this polish so I don't miss out. I enjoy purples. As I said before, I love reflective glitter in polish. I think that it's show-stopping. I think what I really have to do is I have to hope that my shipment from Polish Pickup Rewind from July of 2024, I think I need to hold out hope that that might arrive at my door before the shop opens here on August the 2nd, so I can really give that polish and this finish a fair chance before I jump and purchase a sibling polish. But this is spectacular. This polish is by Psych Minerals, Meltdown. This next polish up is by Sassy Sauce Polish, Not Your Mama's Fairy Tale. This polish was inspired by a book of fairy tales. The description for this one is that it's a milky mocha shimmery magnetic base with shifty shimmer that bounces between green, blue, purple, red. When magnetized, it will pull a green, blue, purple effect, leaving a red-purple sparkling shimmer in the background, exposing similar shifting ghost flakies. And this polish was named by Mary Sandberg. Now, it does also list that this polish has only 500 available. I really feel like the land of indie polish is having a moment with magnetics. I think that perhaps this month I have fewer magnetics on my wish list than I have over the past several months. So that's something. Now, there's so much about this polish that's appealing to me. This milky mocha base description, I can see that. There is a little bit of a softness and a neutrality, I think, to this polish, even though there's so much happening with the magnetic pull here. I'm also loving the fact that it's got these ghost flakies in the polish. It adds a little something extra. I think that with that milky mocha type base, it softens this polish quite a bit. It seems like it might be a little bit more of a subtle magnetic than some of the others I've been purchasing lately. And I don't necessarily mean subtle in terms of the power of the magnetic. I have no idea about that. But I do mean just softening the look, adding a little bit of a neutral to it. I could see this one being actually a very work-appropriate polish for me in my setting as an elementary teacher. This polish really does look magical and ethereal. I think I'd have a great time playing around with it. This really interesting magnetic polish is by Sassy Sauce Polish, Not Your Mama's Fairy Tale. For my final polish on my wish list, I'm back into the deep blues. This polish is by Wildflower Lacquer, and it's called Are You Going to Marry Me or Not? This polish is inspired by Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. It's a deep sapphire blue base packed with green to blue to purple shifting microflake shimmer. So this one is yet another elegant, deep blue. I really can't get enough of these this month. And there have been quite a few deeper blues with various formulations that are catching my eye. Now, I can't remember where, but I do remember seeing somewhere that this polish was compared in some way to a release from several years ago by Wildflower Lacquer called Stolen Flame, and that there might be a little bit of a relation between Stolen Flame and this polish, Are You Going to Marry Me or Not? Stolen Flame was a polish that came out when I first found out about Polish Pickup. It was quite a popular polish back then. To my eye anyway, from how I remember it, this one appears a little bit darker. I really am loving the moodiness of this blue. I think the depth is very elegant. I think I could actually wear this for a number of different seasons and across a number of different occasions. And there's something about that glow happening in here. I do see that green to blue to purple shift in many of these photos. And it's been a little while since I've purchased a Wildflower Lacquer polish, and I think I would actually be quite upset if I missed out on this one. A little bit of FOMO perhaps is making me put this one a little bit higher on my wish list. I'll have to see how this blue stacks up with some of the other ones on my wish list. I find that this one is a moody and brooding pick on my wish list. This one is by Wildflower Lacquer, Are You Going to Marry Me or Not? Polish Pickup opens this month, August the 2nd, at 11 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time and runs until August the 5th. With 14 items on my wish list, I have a lot of thinking to do before the shop opens. I'm wondering, are you planning on shopping Polish Pickup this month? If you are, what items are catching your eye? Also, I'd love your thoughts on my wish list. Give me some help. I have quite a few polishes on my wish list that kind of have a similar vibe to each other. I'd love to know your thoughts, especially if you've had any experience with any of them or with these brands. Please leave all your thoughts down in the comments and we can continue on the conversation. If you enjoy wish list videos, please consider giving this video a like. It indicates to me that these type of wish list videos, in particular polish pickup wish list videos, are ones that you're interested in, and I'll try my best to produce content similar to this moving forward. Also, if you enjoy nail-related content in general, please consider subscribing. I release nail-related content as often as I can, and by subscribing, you won't miss out on any of the fun. Thank you so much for joining me this month. Happy shopping. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. Take care. Bye.